Hello, Libra, and welcome back to the Astroflower and your weekly reading here, going from the 18th through to the 24th of August. So, fully into your autumn period, really, which is the last sort of 2-3 months before your birthday. Realizing the things that in the past that you've been doing that you may not want to continue, and things that you do want to continue, and new things that you want to start, and so forth. So that may come up into the mix a little bit. Last week it was a great amount of fun, joy in your life, and I still feel that for you within your energies, and feeling it through that just does make me want to smile. But there is a balance to be had here. Having your foot on the accelerator permanently may give you burnout issues. So I think this week here is a readjustment here, so you can be a lot more consistent, get things done, but without overwhelming yourself of trying to do too much. That's the sort of feeling I get from the situation. If you saw the messages from energy, it was the main sort of thing that came out of it is, this is not a drill. This is living life. And living life is not just on one side of things. Once you go down a road of doing something, there's no holding you back, Libra. You will go for it, and you will keep going and pushing and pushing and pushing until you get to a stage where you're kind of going, and what about the other side of life? And I think that balance activation needs to happen this week here. And I think it needs to happen on the emotional side of life. It's all very well, and I do think there's a lot of progression within your life of getting things done, projects, businesses, even relationships and so forth. There's a lot of building going on. There's a lot of getting involved and getting active within what you're doing. But there also needs to be a safety valve in just having those moments in life where you enjoy. If you saw one of the videos which I did the other week, last week, which was all to do with a tea meditation that you should do every morning, it will stop you from going into too much of an extreme of one side, which, as a pure air sign, once you're off within your mind's eye, you're off and running. There's no holding you. And sometimes we can forget about that balance. And I think this is what, in order to maintain that high octane, excitable aspect that you do have at the moment, you do need to have moments within your day or within your week where you can just sort of relax and do things just for sort of like, taking yourself out of the fast lane, as it were, for the moment, just to sort of assess of what's going on around you, and then you can reattack life, as it were. So the elements that we've been talking about this week in the message from energy are earth and water. Now, you do have a lot of earth within your sign, and this makes you incredibly practical, makes you allow you to do things and get things done. But you do also have water in your sign, and this plays out on the water on your sign, plays out mainly on your relationship side of life, but it's also in the here and now, and enjoying the moment rather than constantly working to the future. It's also having a moment where you can take your foot off the accelerator and leave the momentum to carry you through, so you can actually enjoy the situation and take on board how brilliant you actually are. So that's what seems to be coming out of there on the messages from energy, and also the tea routine will help you. On the manifestation side of things, because I did a video on that, it's all about keeping it simple. And this is where you don't want to complicate things too much. If you do complicate things, you could end up tying yourself in knots, and that's going to create a bit of frustration for you. The idea is to make it as free-flowing as possible. If anyone's done any sort of sailing or skiing in your life, you'll understand that when you allow your skis to flow rather than biting into the snow, it allows you to go a lot quicker and a lot smoother, and have that smoother transition into your success. Okay, so let's have a look at see what's going on with the energies for you. And then we're going to go into the chakra sequencing, pulling a few cards, and also, answering any questions that you might have had from last week's video, and seeing if we can channel some of the answers from that. I'm just bringing it up now. Let me see for the questions that we had from last week. Yeah, there's a couple of questions here which we will certainly be answering. So, stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's just see what's coming in the way of messages from the energy for you. Okay, so we've got to find that 0 point, that neutral point of energy. There we go. We can see the morphic fields now sort of playing around me. Healing hands. You have this energy where you can convert ideas into reality through your hands. And it's what your hands do that you can see. So we're the ones that we see what we do with our hands. So we are the judge of ourselves. You will know the limits here of what you can do. And I think this is the healing aspect. It is coming for you more than anything else. So it's allowing you to sort of realize when to really push life and when not to, and allow it to roll freely, as it were, taking your foot off the accelerator and just allowing the momentum to carry you through, and enjoy that moment, getting things done, crossing things off, getting things into motion, getting a routine, and so forth will be very good for you. It will make you feel very excited about life once you get into those routines of a job, maybe, or a business, or even within a relationship here, and building a routine within the relationship. Whatever it is, you have these healing hands at the moment where I think you can project your energies to smooth the passage of success. And that was what was all in the manifestation video as well. It was about keeping it very simple more than anything else. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. Okay, we were talking last week about ticking things off, doing it. The problem with sometimes is that you look for perfection, and then you can end up kind of going, well, I'll just redo that, and I'll redo that, and I'll redo that. And yes, you can redo that, but at the same time, at some point, you've got to put a full stop on things. And sometimes it's like better to keep something in your pocket for later on that you can bring out, rather than giving everything out straight away. And this is where I think is with this energy here on the financial side, it's it's like if you go to a restaurant, you start up with a starter, then you have the main course, and then you have the pudding. And the starter is the amuse-bouche, as they say in French. So it's an enjoyment of the mouth. So you're actually opening up your taste buds and stuff like that. That's what you've been going through. You've been opening up the appetite for success within your life. But you don't want to fill up on the starter, because otherwise you won't enjoy the main course or the pudding. And you've got to pace yourself here. And I think this is all about pacing. And maybe this is the healing aspect that's coming through your hands and helping you to sort of pace yourself, rather than trying to, do 90 hours of work in the week to get it done, because quality is much better than quantity. And I think this is an aspect that maybe that's coming home to roost for you this week. It will help you enormously to keep that joyous, vibrant energy and this enthusiasm that you do have without it being burnt out. On your job or businesses, it is going after what you want. In your financial side, it is going after what you want, but realizing that sometimes just pure brute determination will not necessarily be the biggest attribute that you can have. It's being very slight and astute in how you place your forces. It's the moment you make the right telephone call, rather than sort of like constantly calling. It's finding the time that's right for you, that feels right for you, and that's when you can be much more precise and decisive in your actions in regards to your job, your business, and your project. You will mark your space a lot more within your financial world when you are punctual or you're precise in the moment that you are active rather than being constantly on the go. Okay. It seems to be, finding a balance between the two is one of life's difficult parts. And, you are manifesting your future here. And once you start getting into it, that's when you're going to realize that life is got the yin and the yang. You can't separate the two. And therefore, you do need to bring other aspects in your life. So then when you are working, you're working full on. Okay, let's just see what's going on the relationship side. This is opening up just, you know how you can cry with happiness or cry with joy or cry with love, not cry because it's heartbreaking, crying because this is so beautiful. And I feel that this is a realization for you that yes, the financial side is important and projects and everything like that is important, but also feeling that love, being heard, communicating, having the answers coming back to you, someone being on the same page as you, someone who is investing as much as you are investing. And I feel like there's this a joy of kind of like uh, heartfelt joy of kind of go, wow, this is so good. And it's not one thing. This is it. It's not something. It's not a fly by night. It's not something that happens and it flashed in the pan. This is something that's much more longer term in regards to relationships, and it seems to be like a beautiful combination between you and another person that is soul fulfilling. It's not just fulfilling emotionally; it's also fulfilling karmically, physically. Everything seems to be set in order for you to have that or to be with that person who completes a lot of you, but also allows you to grow a lot within your life. And it's a really beautiful feeling of, you know, now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? And it's like that. It's now that you found love, what are you going to do with it? It's really lovely. Very, very beautiful energies on that sort of side. And this is where I think this is the balance that I've been talking about that's coming in. Last week was much more towards projects and business and stuff like that. Now it's emotional side and concentrating on that sort of side. Really lovely. Let's just see what's going on the spiritual side of things. So let's find that central point again. There we go. It's like the clouds are opening and then there's this light that comes down, the sunlight that comes down between the clouds, almost like a holy grail. And there seems to be an enormous understanding about your spiritual place, position, a spiritual practice or community, whatever it is, a connection to the greater being, as it were, to the greater energies, and it's a very it's like a commitment, but not just from your side, but it's also from the other side. It's like the creator is recognizing your effort, your application in fairness and justice and everything like that. And finally, the clouds are opening up to shine upon you as if to sort of say, Libra, we have confidence in you. Now is the time to go ahead and do. You have the power of the creator by your side. Really, really, it's a revelation, an enlightenment moment for you, more than anything else. Absolutely lovely. Let's just have a look and see what's going on with the chakra sequencing for you. So finding that neutral point energy again. There we go. So we got the crown and the root here. The root seems to be a little bit more important than the crown, but even still, the both sides, they're not massively important. So it's taking us like a back seat in life, and it's the pathway that's taking a back seat in life simply because you're dealing with the here and now. So it's, it's not being stuck in dreamland, and it's not being stuck in working too much. It's that balance that we've been talking about that you've got here. But it's you knowing the path that you've got to go down, so you don't need to think about it. And that's what it seems to be here. That's where it's moving on to now. It moves on to, there is a lot of heart. There's still this joy that comes through communication. So it's the heart and the throat chakra here. There's not too much in the way of overthinking. It's allowing things to happen, to synchronicities to work for you rather than you having to create it. And that's what we were talking about in the manifestation video. But the heart chakra here is the enjoyment of life. It's sort of kind of saying, that's it. I think I deserve it. I want to enjoy life. It's that sort of attitude that's coming through here. But having a balance between the two, work and play, is really important in order to enjoy life, because that's what life is. This is not a drill. This is living life, and applying yourself in that, and being very sort of clear with yourself about it all, and seeing both sides of it is going to allow your heart to really open up in a very honest and a joyful way, and find a joyful connection with the world around you. And that also comes through communication, enjoying sitting down with a friend, talking about things, exploring possibilities and ideas and so forth. It's going to be absolutely beautiful for you. Okay, where's it moving on to? The heart chakra is really strong. Where's it moving on to now? It does move on to the third eye, and I think that's just a sort of a caveat, as if to sort of say, don't overthink things. And it goes back to the solar plexus, or goes to the solar plexus. And this is solar plexus here is not overpowering. So this is where the determination, yeah, I think you want something in life, be that relationship or be that in the financial side. Yeah, you want something, and yeah, you're going after it, but you're not gonna kill yourself over it. It's not worth that. It's that whole balance thing that's coming back. So and then it's going to the crown and the root, but this is where the crown comes up a lot more than the root, and that brings everything back into balance. So once you get this concrete things at the beginning with the root chakra, at the end you get a much more opening up, sort of kind of going, well, now that's in place, where do we take it to the next level? And this could be on relationship as much as on your financial side. So absolutely beautiful energies at the moment here. Having, what is it? What do they say? Power is at nothing without control. And this is it. You have enormous amount of strength and power within you at the moment, but without a sort of responsibility. Is that the Spider-Man thing? Sort of like, with great power comes great responsibility. And it's responsibility for yourself more than anything else, of living life. So let's just see, a card's just jumped out. Let's just see what's going on in your financial side. Yeah, you're going off on that mission. Look at that. You really are off on this mission here, Libra. A knight in shining armor, and I think this knight in shining armor is you for your own life, more than anything else. You are on a mission. And that mission will encompass as well your emotional, your personal life, as much as your financial life. Finances is definitely coming your way, no doubt about it. But it's just a case of, sticking to the plan, as it were, but not burning yourself out. On the energy that is flowing through you as a general, you get the High Priestess. Look at that. You have that ability, your intuition, feeling the moment, sensing the situation, sensing the energy of the room is really important here. This is going to allow you to focus on the things that are going to change your life, rather than focus on the things that are going to distract you. And it's seeing behind the scenes, seeing behind the energies. And your intuition as you go down this mission is really, really important. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side of life for you, and see what that heart chakra is all about. Yeah, everyone's a winner, baby. That's the truth. And you are winning here. It's really, I think success and success within your relationship going hand in hand here, really, really beautifully. As you know, you're getting the ultimate rewards, and I think you're getting recognition as well of kind of like of you're crushing it, Libra, at the moment. You're really crushing it in a really, really good way. It looks fantastic for you. Let's just get on to see what the questions were for last week. So, as I say, if you want a question that needs to be channeled, please leave it in the comments section, and we will answer it the following week. So, um, let's just see. Let me going through the comments now. Okay, so there's first things that I want to. The first question that I'm going to go in for is with Maria. You're looking at will I get the quality assurance role I interviewed for? Let's have a look at that. It sometimes when we go for a job that may not necessarily be the ideal job for us, the ideal job just pops up. And although I think you've got a great possibility of getting that job you're interviewing for, but I'm not sure it actually gives you everything that you're looking for in life. I think it's more of a stepping stone from one thing to another, and it could be like a career path that you're. It's part and parcel of a stone that takes you across the river, as it were. So yes, I do think you know you've got a good opportunity of taking that job, but I got a funny feeling there's another opportunity that flashes up in front of you that is more in line with you and makes you feel a lot more fulfilled in life, for what you're for who you are and what you do in life. I think almost that the job that they will they may offer you this job, and it may be a case of you just kind of going, actually, do you know what? I think I'm going for that other job. I think there's another job that's sort of coming up on the radar very, very quickly for you, which is much more stimulating for you. As long as you can keep that buoyancy going within you, within buoyancy for life, the enjoyment for life, and having that balance, as I said, taking time out to go and spend some time with your friends and what have you, doing activities which are a distraction, or not necessarily a distraction, but helps you to explore other aspects of you that you can't do through life. Could be sort of painting or drawing or taking photographs or whatever, and an artistic side of you, a creative side of you. If you can keep that balance going, I've got a funny feeling that, yeah, you're probably going to get that job, but at the same time, I think there's something better that's coming very quickly in your direction as you go forward, Maria. But yeah, it does. As I say, you can either use it as a stepping stone to going onto something that's much more important within that company, or there is an opportunity that arises that actually, do you know what, that's more in line with me than what that job is. But it does bode very well for you, regardless. For it, there's a definite opening within your life for the financial side. So, yeah, I think you will get that job, but I'm not sure it's the job that you want. I don't think it's going to be all cracked up to what you think it's going to be, possibly. But at the same time, the reason you realize that is because maybe you're being offered some other role someplace, or you see an opportunity elsewhere, which is very much more within your line of who you are and what you wish to live. So yes, there you go. Let's just have a look at the other side and see what we've got for the energies coming through there. Yeah, it keeps coming back to this. It's it's like you wait around for a bus for ages, and then two of them turn up at the same time. And the first bus that turns up is really crowded. And you notice there's the same bus, same number bus that's turning up behind it, which is really empty. And you kind of go, yeah, I'll grab it, I'll jump on that, and because that's going to be much more easy and relaxing. It's that sort of scenario that's coming up for you. So be very attentive about what's going on around you at the same time. If they offer it to you, I would accept it because that's what the security will help you do. But once it's there, if someone else or some other company turns around and sort of says, "Hey, look, we've got this role here for you if you want," and I got a funny feeling that's going to be much more exciting for you. So there you go, Maria. I hope that sort of helps you out for what you should be, for your job and so forth. Enjoying life. Life is for living. That's what it's for. And it's not a drill anymore. This is all about manifestation. And go and have a look at that video I did on manifestation about keeping it really simple. You keep the more simpler you keep it, the better results you're going to get. Okay, so there you go. Thanking you very much, everybody, for being here with us. I really do appreciate it. I hope you get the best out of these videos. Thanking you very much for having the trust and the confidence to subscribe to this channel. I will see you soon, either on the Messages from Energy and the other videos that we do on this channel to do with energy. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.